See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. So Davis, take it away.
My followers, good evening, good morning, or depends on where you're based in the world. Should it be a good morning? Perhaps it will be a good morning for some of you. I am currently looking at 11:26 here in the UK. Bit of a delayed stream for you all. I was supposed to do this one earlier on, and then found myself in a little bit of trouble, so I had to ease off before I could put myself together again and give you guys your Reggae Girlz weekend of action review. Yes, I do usually give you guys the review show on Sundays, but if you've noticed over the last couple of weeks, we've had to tweak some things, move some stuff around, and bring the show over to Monday. So here we are. Before I get started, let me know how you guys are doing there in the comment section. Let me know what's on the dinner menu. If I like what I hear, I might invite myself over. So you guys can pretty much read this banner for yourself. If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Reggae Girlz Clinch League titles. Let me go ahead and read that for you guys once more. It says Reggae Girlz Clinch League titles. So that's not one. That's two titles that we have to discuss during our live stream tonight. Plenty to discuss. I think we've been pretty much spoiled for celebration recently. I know you guys should have caught my live stream some weeks ago where we discussed Tiffany Cameron. If I can get that one up, see if I can get that one up for you guys, where we discussed Tiffany Cameron and Alika Keane there winning the Hungarian Cup with Echo FC over in Hungary. And they did so at the expense of Marlo Sweatman. So there's some stuff there for us to celebrate some weeks ago. And fast forward a few weeks later, we've got two league trophies to celebrate, one in Scotland and then the other here in England. So plenty of celebrations, trophy lifting where the Reggae Girlz is concerned, similar to their male counterparts in the Reggae Boys camp. But tonight's show, we're solely focusing on the girls. Might consider going back and looking at some of the male action there again where the Reggae Boys is concerned, but definitely not on tonight's show. You guys are a little bit quiet. Drop a comment there in the comment section. I can see a few of you tuning in, but you are more quiet than usual. See if I can get up some league tables for you guys before we get started. In the meantime, again, let me know how you are. Let me know how your week has gotten off. Has it gotten off to a strong start? Hopefully it has. If not, I hope it get better for you. But hopefully your week has gotten off to a strong start. Hopefully, also hope that you guys had a strong weekend as well, a good weekend. Wasn't here over the weekend. I usually am. So I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. Right, so where should I start? Should probably start in the WSL. So for those of you who are wondering, the WSL is the top division in England. So that's the top division for women's football in England. And then below it, we have the championship. Fortunately for us, we have Reggae Girlz all over in the WSL and also in the championship as well. So let me try and get up some tabs open for you guys. I don't think I'm gonna be here long tonight, guys. It's a little bit of discomfort, so I might try to wrap this one up quite nice and smoothly, nice and quick. You guys probably kept an eye on my Instagram over the last couple of days. I say last couple of days, but mainly yesterday. So you should be aware of a couple of the league action where Tiffany Cameron's team is concerned. See if I can actually get up their league. Sometimes Google likes to play about and it doesn't like to cooperate. Not the very best when I'm trying to give you guys some visible graphics. So just bear with me and let me see if I can get up this league table so we can both have a look at it. And then after that, we're going to look at the other leagues again where the Reggae Girlz is concerned. Also going to be looking at some FA Cup, got some FA Cup weekend of action coming up, or as I like to call it, the Reggae Girlz Derby. So we're going to dive into that um, later on in the show before I sign off. Couple of you are watching, but you're extremely quiet tonight. I wonder why. Is it a blue Monday for some of you? Go ahead and be kind and drop a comment in the comment section. And also go ahead and hit that like button as well. Please do go ahead and hit that like. Mr. JT, how are you, sir? Good evening. How's your Monday looking? Hope your Monday's gotten off to a good start. Hope your week has gotten off to a good start. See what the rest of you are saying in the comment section before I continue. Good day to yourself. How are you? How you doing? You're saying that you can't hear me, so is it just you that can't hear? Wow, I was on mute the whole time. Good thing that you told me that. So I might have to repeat myself. You guys didn't hear none of what I was saying. I was on mute. This is why I say it's nice when you guys drop a comment in the comment section. Thank you for that. I'm not sure why I was on mute. I hope you guys caught the bulk of what I said. If you didn't, I'm going to be giving you guys your weekend of action review. As I said, you probably didn't hear me because apparently I was on mute. Today, we're going to be looking at the Reggae Girlz weekend of action review. Usually do the show on Sundays, but over the last few weeks, we've had to move things over to the Monday. Couple of actions where the U17's Reggae Girlz is concerned, and some other things as well going on in the background. So I've had to move that typical Sunday show over to Monday. But as of next week, we should be up and running. As I said, today we're going to be looking at the two title clinches there where the Reggae Girlz are concerned. So that will be Drew Spence, Kayla McCoy, and Chantel Swaby lifting trophies in England and also in Scotland as well. We saw Tiffany Cameron and Alika Keane lift their Hungarian Women's Cup some weeks ago over in Hungary with their club Eto FC, and that was at the expense of Marlo Sweatman. We also have a Reggae Girlz FA Cup derby coming up this weekend. So that will include Chelsea and Manchester City. So that was Drew Spence and Khadija Bunny Shaw's club, respectively. So we're going to be looking at that. See if I can get some of these tables aren't coming up tonight, guys. Not really sure why that is, but at least you guys can hear me now. Apologies if you couldn't hear me earlier on. What's on the menu? What are you cooking? Let me know what's on your dinner menu. Might invite myself over. Let me know what's on your dinner menu. And before I forget my manners, thank you to the few of you who have tuned in. Definitely appreciate your support each and every time. Right, so I'm gonna leave one of these league tables to pretty much do its own thing. Hopefully it will load up as things go on. Or let's see if I can get it up before I continue. No, I can't. Right, let's see what's going on here, guys. See if I can get this league table up. Yes, finally. It's working. Right. So, as I said some weeks ago, exactly when was that? That was on the 27th of April. Since we're talking about lifting trophies, it's only right that we just backtrack a bit just to jog some of your memory. Guys, let me know in the comments. JT, Jamaica LOL 92. Can you hear me? Or is it just Tuffy that can't hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. If it is a technical problem, then obviously I need to restart and go again. So let me know if you guys can hear me before I bring up my shared screen. Once I bring up my shared screen, I won't be able to see you guys for a bit. You guys will still be able to see me, but I won't be able to see you. Okay, so you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, so you need to go ahead and perhaps close your app and go ahead and reopen it. So maybe you're clearly experiencing some technical issues. So go ahead and kindly close the app and then reopen it. Make sure you reopen and come back, okay? So hopefully that should be able to help you out. Thank you guys. Thank you. Mr. Stevens, how are you, sir? How's your evening treating you? What's on your dinner menu, Mr. Stevens? All right, I'm glad that you guys can hear me. If you're just tuning in tonight, we're going to be looking at the Reggae Girlz weekend of action. Tighter clinches, that's tighter clinches with an S. So that's not one, but two tighter clinches where the Reggae Girlz are concerned in Scotland and also in England. So, like I said, some weeks ago, we discussed a title clinch of our own, the Hungarian Women's Cup there being won by Tiffany Cameron and Alika Keane. If I could just remove my banner and bring you guys over to the Hungarian Women's Cup table, you should be able to take a quick glance at it with myself. Hopefully, you guys can see what's on screen. So, as you can tell, this one was played on Wednesday, the 27th of April, and that was the Hungarian Women's Cup final where Eto SC, the home of Tiffany Cameron and Alika Keane, they came out as 1-0 winners, victory over Victoria FC, and that is the club belonging to Marlo Sweatman. So we had two Reggae Girls lifting the Hungarian Cup, and the runner-up, a fellow compatriot of theirs, Marlo Sweatman. See what you guys are saying over here. Let me just take off this shared screen quickly. I can smile. Good. I'm happy that you managed to sort it all out. I was worried a little bit. I was like, is it me, the technical problems? Glad you managed to sort it out. I am well. I'm well. In a little bit of a discomfort, but other than that, I'm well. Miss Brown, good evening to yourself. How are you? How was your weekend? How's your week looking? Hopefully, you guys are off to a steady start with your week. So, all right, guys, let me go ahead and put on the banner there. And actually, I'm going to turn on my shared screen again, and we're going to head over to the WSL. Plenty of stuff to talk about where the WSL is concerned. And if some of you are wondering, the WSL is the top division in England where women's football is concerned. Oh, I haven't even done much. I have not done much, but thank you. You're far too kind. You are way too kind with your comments there. They definitely have. I'm okay. Special edition. How are you? How was your weekend? How's your week looking? Can't wait for the Reggae Girls to go to another World Cup and even go further. You and me both island card. Hopefully they can qualify for their second successive World Cup. Hopefully if they do, they can get out of the group stage. Right. Let me take off your comment there. I'm gonna come back to you guys in a second. I'm worried I've almost gone past quarter of an hour and I haven't really given you guys much update, so I do apologize. Right, so enough of the talking. Let's go over to the WSL. You guys must be aware of this, right? Sitting at the top of the table. This is the review show, guys. End of season review show, we can call it, where top flight football is concerned in England and also the championship. Fortunately for us, we have players all over in the WSL and also in the championship. Again, top flight football in England, in the English division there, for some of you who are wondering. And you can see there, matches all been played, 22 matches played, season completed. Paige Bailey Gale and Leicester City survived the drop at the expense of Birmingham City. Top of the table, though, that's where the action is at. And that is where we congratulate Drew Spence and Chelsea. Bittersweet victory, I take it there, where Drew Spence is concerned. I'm pretty sure that she enjoyed lifting her trophy there with Chelsea. Multiple trophy lifter there where Chelsea and Drew Spence is concerned. And this one was quite interesting. If we go ahead and click on it and go down quickly, where is it? Here we go. If you're an Arsenal fan and you had your eyes on this game, you're probably smiling from ear to ear when you saw Manchester United open the scoring there. On Sunday, you're probably delighted, but you should know better that they're up against the superior Drew Spence's Chelsea, and they don't play about. They fired a quick fire response there in the 18th minute. And the scoreline pretty much read for itself, doesn't it? If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Drew Spence and Chelsea came from behind against Manchester United to win. Here, this guy's a third consecutive Women's Super Cup title. And that's three titles on the trot there for Chelsea and Drew Spence. And the reason why I say it's bittersweet, if I go up here, click on this tab, this is where I kind of rain on your party, rain on your parade, but I do apologize. I'm just trying to do my best to keep you guys in the loop with the Reggae Girls. So sometimes we have the good and the bad, and I deliver both of them to you. Do not shoot the messenger. Said line pretty much read for itself. If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Drew Spence to depart at the end of the season following more than a decade at Chelsea. So great that she can sign off with at least one trophy in the bag. And what a trophy to sign off on, the league title, sealing the league title with Chelsea yesterday, beating Manchester United. If you scroll down and give this one a quick read for you guys, after 10 years of service to the club, Chelsea FC women can confirm the departure of Blues midfielder Drew Spence. The 29-year-old will stay with the Blues for the remainder of the season as we continue our bid to secure the league title and the FA Cup. And this is obviously was written some days ago, so should explain why it reads as follows. Did mention to you guys briefly there that we have a Reggae Girlz FA Cup derby coming up. So that's where the FA Cup title is concerned. So she could potentially sign off with Chelsea in her final game with two trophies in the bag. She could potentially sign off with a double, right? So that would be great, but she'd be going up against another superior team despite their league finish. Slow start to the season for Khadija Bunny Shaw. We're going to be touching on Manchester City in a few. It will be the Reggae Girls derby. Let me reiterate that it will be the Reggae Girls FA Cup derby. Manchester City and Chelsea going head to head. We're familiar with saying that where cup finals is concerned, aren't we? We said that some weeks ago. On that occasion, it was Bunisher and Manchester City who came out on top, lifting their first and only trophy of their season, this current season, that is. And if you go ahead and read this one, you probably don't want to read it, probably home from work feeling a little bit depleted and tired. So I'll go ahead and read it for you. A product of our Center of Excellence and our long-standing serving player, Spence has been an integral part of Emma Hayes' side for over the past 10 years and has racked up 238 appearances so far for Chelsea, scoring 50 goals, most recently in February 2020. Spence signed a new contract at the club, extending her time with the Blues until the end of the season. And that is where it gets a little bit emotional because the end is near where Drew Spence and Chelsea is concerned. A little bit more extra information there for you guys who love your facts and love to put information inside your heads. Or football stats there for you. Football history where Drew Spence is concerned. Spence made her Chelsea debut back in 2009 and has since enjoyed an illustrious career with the Blues, helping to win. Wait for this, guys, helping to win all 11 of their major trophies. Not too bad, is it? 11 major trophies. Not many players can say that. Not many clubs can say that. So big up to the Blues. That is Chelsea and also Drew Spence. Continue to read this for you guys. Don't know if you guys want me to read this because I can't actually see your comments, but I trust that you just might want me to do that. So during her time at Chelsea, she has become a champion of England 5 times. I hope you guys have your notepads out and are writing down these key details on Drew Spence's illustrious career with the Blues. The Blues would be the blue half of London where Chelsea is concerned, an FA Cup winner 3 times. Not bad, is it? I have a bad trophy cabinet, better than some clubs. I won't name their names, and also has 2 Continental Cup and 1 Community Shield under her belt. Spence also netted her 50th goal for the Blues back in March as they defeated Birmingham City 5-0 in the FA Cup quarter final. Then they go on to talking a little bit about England, but this isn't about England, is it? This is all about Jamaica. So we're going to skip this little part here and we're going to talk about the most important part of this paragraph here. Spence also qualified for the Jamaican national team and earned her first cap for the Reggae Girlz in October 2021. Most recently, Spence represented Jamaica as they qualified for the CONCACAF Championship this summer, edging them one step closer to the FIFA Women's World Cup. So that is a little bit of information where Drew Spence, Chelsea, and Jamaica is concerned. Look at that big time trophy lifter. They're quite used to lifting trophies, aren't they? So congratulations once more to Drew Spence and Chelsea. Go back a little bit. You guys can see the league as it reads, Chelsea out on top, and they sealed the league, wrapped up the league title in some typical Chelsea fashion where entertainment is concerned. Sam Kerr, by the way, what a player. That's what you call big game player for those of you who are wondering. 56 points, 1 point better than their London rivals, the red half of London, that is the Gunners, for those of you who are wondering, Arsenal Football Club. 1 point is all the difference maker there. Arsenal had the better goal difference, but doesn't really matter, does it? All that matters is the points at the end of the season. The point says Chelsea are champions. Let me go ahead and take a quick break and see what you guys are saying there in the comment section. I hope you guys can still hear me. If you are tuning in, we are doing a review of the Reggae Girlz Weekend of Action. Yes, I do usually do the review show on Sundays, but I've had to tweak things and move things onto a Monday. Promise you, we're gonna do things. We're gonna go back to basics and just move the show back over to Sunday. I think that's probably better for everyone. And the banner pretty much read for itself. It says Reggae Girlz Clinch League titles. So that's not one but two league titles. One in Scotland where Kayla McCoy and Chantel Swaby is concerned, and also one here in England where Drew Spence and Chelsea are concerned. Let me see. Oh wow, thank you. My Monday's about to come to an end. I've got about 15 minutes left until it's a brand new day. So I'm gonna say my Tuesday has gotten off to a fabulous start. Thank you, Brain Drain, for your kindness there. You definitely don't have to, but thank you there. I'm gonna put that in my little kitty to help me buy some equipment. So I'm trying to improve the channel for you guys. So that's definitely going towards some new equipment. So thank you. Let me know how your weekend went. I wasn't here over the last couple of days, so now is a perfect time to catch up with you guys. Let me know how your weekend's been. Let me know how your week has gotten off, guys. Have we gotten off to a potent start? Is it a little bit shaky? Let me know how you're all doing. What a question. Island card. I think I need to ponder on that one. I need to give that one some thought. Okay, I need to give that one some thought. Should ask you, who is your favorite reggae girl? That's a lovely question, by the way. You're not the first person to ask me. And to be honest with you, I never really have an answer because I really think I have a favorite reggae girl. I have a couple favorites, but not a outright favorite. But I do have a couple favorite reggae girls. You're always gonna have a few players that you have a little soft spot for, and players that you keep a close eye on. In every club, even at international level, where your country is concerned. So whilst we're in the WSL, let me just go ahead and remove the comment and also my banner so you guys can have a fair and decent look at the table with myself. So let's go back over to the WSL. If you're just tuning in, we've just gone past celebrating Drew Spence's title clinch with Chelsea. You can see there they're at the top of the table. And this is the end, by the way, guys, the end of the season for the 2021-2022 campaign, where top flight of football in England is concerned. Chelsea, the winners by 1 point difference. Arsenal as the runner-up. And right there in third place is Bunny. And look at who they came through in the nick of time in their last couple of games where it mattered most. I'm pretty sure we're all aware that Manchester City and Khadija Bunny Shaw had a bit of a shaky start to their league campaign, didn't they? Unlike their usual selves, but they do what big teams do, and that's to pull themselves over the line, and they did exactly that, finishing in third place. And you know what that means, don't you? That means they are in for some Champions League action. If I go back and look at their game, if I can get it up, it's at the bottom there. Again, this is one that reads for itself. I know the all important information that you guys are seeking. It's just right there, guys. In the 40th minute, that's what you're all concerned about. So let's go ahead and look at this game. As I've said before, these results do tend to read themselves, but if you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. And the result says Khadija Bunny Shaw first half goal helped Manchester City to secure UEFA Women's Champions League for the 2022-2023 campaign. So that will be next season, right? So with that, City defeated Reading there, the home side on this occasion, to a 4-0 victory. And with that 4-0, they clinched the all important, let's go back so you guys can see it there, all important third place spot where Champions League is concerned. And they did so at the expense of their lovely neighbors, the Red Devils, Manchester United there. So we have 2 London clubs and 1 Manchester club going through to Champions League next season. So that would be great. We can keep our eyes on both teams. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be watching some of those games for you guys. So I definitely do my best to at least keep you guys in the loop. This one, I've already updated you guys. If you've kept your eyes on my Instagram, I trust that you have. And this one again pretty much reads for itself. In case you're wondering, what are we looking at? Well, let's go down and look at the starting 11. You can see there Rebecca Spencer for Tottenham. She's back in the starting 11. Good to see Rebecca Spencer in the starting 11 for the final game as well, and that was played at the Tottenham Hotspurs. You guys don't need to see my banner, sorry about that. That was played at the Tottenham Hotspurs Stadium. And we also had Paige Bailey Gale coming on into the game as well as a substitute. And this one reads as follows: Paige Bailey Gale and Leicester City concluded their season with a narrow 1-0 draw against Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they did so against her compatriot Rebecca Spencer. See what you guys are saying in the comment section quickly. Why not? Why not? Why not? Let's stop something quickly so I could drop something for you there in the comment section. So I've dropped the link to today's stream. That's if you guys want to come on live stream with myself. I know there isn't a watch along. Usually you guys do come on for the watch along, but if you do want to come on live stream, you're more than welcome to. Only rule is to remain respectful. Do try to have a well lit background as well so we can all see your faces. So these are your 2 favorite players, Shaw. Oh, 3 favorite players, Shaw, Brown, and Sydney. Okay, great shout, great shout. I think that one doesn't catch me by a surprise. Good to see that Sydney is still in the back of our minds as well, or in the back of your minds, I should say. So yeah, that's a strong pick. So we've looked at the WSL again. That is the top flight of women's football here in England. So I guess it's only right to go ahead and look at the championship. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring that one up for you guys. I'm going to have to remove the comment quickly. There we go. So let's go over here and let's see if I can get up the women's championship. This one I've pretty much been keeping you guys in the loop as we went along. Some weeks ago, we celebrated another title victory. So far we've celebrated how many title victories? 2 outside of yesterday's trophy victories. So in total, we've celebrated up until this point four title victories: the Hungarian Cup, the Scottish Women's Premier League, and also the WSL as well. So we're spread across the board, aren't we? On this occasion, it was the celebrations, and the celebration belonged to Liverpool. They have secured their league, wrapping up their league on 52 points, 10 to 22 games played. And they are the current 2000 and 2022 women's championship champions, I should say. And that is the club belonging to Jade Bailey. So I know we discussed this some weeks ago. I just want to reiterate our congratulations there for Jade Bailey and Liverpool. And they actually won their title a while back. When was it? I believe it was in. Can find the right date for you guys. In case you guys might want to go back and look at that game. I don't know. Maybe you do. It was this game right here? Bristol City, and they defeated Bristol City on that occasion 4-2 away from home. So again, huge congratulations to Jade Bailey and Liverpool. Definitely looking forward to seeing them play top flight football here in England as of next season. They are now the current 2021-2022 FA Women's Championship champions, and this reads for a beautiful reading, doesn't it? You've got Reggae Girlz all across the board there, from the first place all the way down to the second place. Quite similar to the top flight of women's football, where the WSL is concerned in England. So if we scroll down and look at, probably go through it club by club, kind of get my words out my mouth properly. So we could go through this one club by club, come down to London City, and they are in the second place on 41 points. So let's see if we can see what you guys are saying. I don't want to ignore anyone. Liverpool. I'm gonna be yes, IT push. Big up yourself, big up Liverpool alongside IT push. Right. So if we scroll down and look at London City and their last game, I believe we actually spoke about this one. So this is more just reiterating what's already been said, if in case you guys missed a couple of the previous live streams. So you can see the player that you guys are most interested in. The only player that you guys are probably wanting to know about on this occasion right here, Atlanta Primus. And this one reads for itself, doesn't it? Atlanta Primus and London City Lionesses secured a record high second place finish on Sunday. This was on Sunday, the 1st of May, after beating Blackburn Rovers 3-1. And if we go back, you can see that they did, in fact, finish in second place. If we scroll down and go to Bristol City and click on Bristol City's results, again, you're probably thinking this does sound a little bit repetitive. It will be repetitive if you've been tuning into a couple of my live stream. Again, I get up that all important starting 11 because that's all you guys really care about: who scored the goal, who was part of the starting 11. Well, look no further. There she is, Satara Murray. And this one reads as follows: Satara Murray and Bristol City finished third in the FA Women's Championship after their final game of the season ended in a 2-all draw against Sunderland. So again, if we go back and look at the table, you can read it for yourself. Clearly says third place finish. Now, if we go and look at Crystal Palace, told you that we're spoiled for choices, guys, where the championship and the WSL is concerned. So I hope you've got your notepads out and making note of the Reggae Girlz there to keep an eye on. And if we click on this game right here, again, I'm going to do the all-important thing, give you guys the all-important information. Only information that you guys really care about really is what's going on with Siobhan Wilson. And there she is, guys. And this one had 4 goals in total there, where Crystal Palace and Sheffield United is concerned. Siobhan Wilson and Crystal Palace ended a record-breaking season on 37 points from 22 games, sitting fourth in the table after a 2-all draw against Sheffield United. So if we go back and look at their table there, here you go, 22 matches played, 37 points. Now, if we go back to the table, we're already on the table, go down and look at the number 5th club, and that is Charlton Athletic. I don't need to remind you guys who plays for Charlton Athletic. But if in case I do, for whatever the reason may be, maybe you're new to the channel, I'll scroll down and give you guys what you want. And there she is, Bayan Samson there, for Charlton Athletic, and this one pretty much reads for itself. Again, if you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. Bayan Samson and Charlton Athletic ended their season with a 2-1 victory over Durham at the Valley to secure a fifth place finish in the FA Women's Championship table. So let's backtrack and look at that lovely table. Good reading if you are a Reggae Girlz supporter there, occupying the top 5 position. Say that again. Reggae Girlz occupying the top 5 position where the championship is concerned in England. So if you guys are having a bit of a down Monday, hopefully that has lifted up your mood. Let me go ahead and see what you guys are saying over here. Guys are very quiet today. Yeah, I mean, like I said, IT push, big up yourself, and also big up Liverpool and Jade Bailey as well. Massive shout out to you guys. I'm almost through my list. Let's see if I've actually covered everything on my list. I think I might have got couple more clubs to talk about, but I can see that we have the lovely Mr. Richard Stevens there in my studio. So I'm just going to bring him on very briefly before I continue. And if you're just tuning in, we are looking at the Reggae Girlz Weekend of Action review, and we're actually diving into the title clinches there. 2 titles won yesterday where the Reggae Girlz is concerned, and we looked at Scotland where Rangers there in fine form for the entire season. One more game to play for, and it's Chantal Swaby and Kayla McCoy lifting the league title with Rangers. We're going to talk a little bit more about Rangers in a few. Also discuss Drew Spence and Chelsea lifting their league title. How you doing, sir? How you?
Well rested. An impromptu sleep.
Yeah.
An hour or so ago, post a delicious meal, has got me suitably refreshed to
What
join
was on
your
the
good
menu?
self. Let me see if I get it right. It was rice and peas, curry goat, and get me now, a solitary piece of fried chicken. That was all that would remained on the plate. 2 pieces of bone.
You had two different meat choices. You're a rich man, aren't you? Some of us can only afford one, if that. So,
My
guys, if
lord,
you're
my lord.
ever feeling a little bit peckish or need some food on the table, you know whose house to show up at. It's indeed Mr. Richard Stevens, a man who has 2 meat options on his plate. Can't go wrong. A little bit upset that I didn't get an invite though, Mr. Stevens.
I was
Thought we were
KO'd,
friends.
Crystal. I was KO'd, Crystal. Don't you see? I saw the food in front of me. I sat down. I reclined. I consumed after giving thanks. The next minute, I knew before I could contact your good self. I was GONE. Gone.
All right. Well, I'll give you that. Would you make of the weekend of action, or actually, should just go ahead and round off my last couple of updates here where the Reggae Girls are concerned, and then I guess we could dive into what's been said. How does that sound? Good.
Spot
All
on,
right. So
spot on, spot on, spot on.
All right, so let me go ahead and just round this off very quickly. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing the Reggae Girls Weekend of Action there. Um, 2 title lifting, 2 trophies been lifted yesterday where the Reggae Girls are concerned, and that is for Kayla McCoy and Chantal Swaby with Rangers and Drew Spence with Chelsea. So let me go ahead and remove my banner
Hey,
quickly.
Ted's in the house. Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Campeones, campeones, ole, ole, ole. Champions, Reggae Girlz, bigging up the place. They're in the house. Hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. We are celebrating big time across the world. Reggae Girlz to the world. Well done to Liverpool in the championship. Well done to Chelsea. What a fine team led by Emma Hayes. And Arsenal, the Gunners did us proud. 1 point, 1 point. What a magnificent effort. Manager Jonas has signed a 2-year contract. We wish him well. I think these women are going to be coming back, roaring back next season. And I can't wait to discuss matters Women's Super League. What a salivating season it has been. I want to really chew the land and rewatch this program as well. Champions, well done.
See, at least someone is in a good mood, right? Celebratory mood from yesterday's title victories, where Drew Spence and Chelsea are concerned, winning the WSL, and also up in Scotland, where Chantel Swaby and Kayla McCoy are concerned, winning their league titles. So we're all in good spirit. Congratulations to the girls and their respective clubs. Right, let's go ahead and go up to Scotland real quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off my right. So no, you've already heard us discuss this one, but probably not in that much of a great detail. Than that is where Chantel Swaby and Kayla McCoy are concerned with their club, Rangers. Strong season for Rangers. I'm absolutely over the moon and delighted for them. And they're doing so at the expense of their biggest rivals, their Glasgow City. There they go, stealing the title on 74 points, and there's nothing that Glasgow City can do about it. Only thing they can do is sit back and watch. And on this occasion, it is Rangers who are champions. So if I can go ahead and hopefully this will work for you guys. See if I can do something. Okay, yes, I can. And like I said, it doesn't get much sweeter, doesn't get much bigger than lifting the league, winning the league over your biggest rivals, where Glasgow City is concerned. As I've said, only thing they can do on this occasion is sit back and watch Chantel Swaby and Kayla McCoy alongside Rangers or crowned Scottish Women's Premier League champions for the 2000 and 2021-2022 campaign, and they've done so for the first time in their club history after a nil-all draw against Glasgow City. So lovely bit of history there etched in the back pockets of Kayla McCoy, Chantal Swaby, and Rangers lifting their first ever Scottish Women's Premier League title, and they did so at the expense of the mighty Glasgow City. What a way to win your first trophy, and no better opponent to do it against than Glasgow City. So I'm pretty sure they're probably still in celebratory mood. If they're not, well, they probably aren't in celebratory mood, because if you go back and look at the table there, you can see if we scroll forward just a little bit. Let me see if I can give you guys something here. There we go. This one isn't coming up, but it pretty much one more game there against Celtic, and that's coming up on the 15th of May. So that will be on Sunday. We'll be keeping an eye on that all important game for you guys. Let me see what Richard and the rest of you guys are saying in the studio. All good, Richard?
So far, so far. Just looking in the comment section as you're going to scroll through. I see Raniel Brown there. Really proud of our girls. Hot chili.
Owen,
Celebratory mood.
Big up yourself, Owen. IT Push, Hot Chili, Renelle Brown, Island Cod, Rochelle as well. Big up yourself there, guys. Special edition. All you guys there in the comment section. Matty Congo. All of you guys there in the comment section. Jamaica LOL 92. JT. And also Toffee as well. Toffee, I think that you have sorted out your little issue there where the technical audio is concerned. Right, so let me go ahead and see if I can bring up a bit more, one more update for you guys. Let's see what I'm able to do. Hopefully it works this time round. Again, if you've been keeping your eye on my Instagram, you're probably more than aware of some of the results that I'm about to read out to you guys. So let me go down and see.
Yeah, look, Mikey Bailing, balling the big man himself. Yeah, man, full respect. Number one Reggae Girls channel in the house. Absolutely. Full respect. And you helped make it as well, Mikey. We are in good hands under Crystal. Hey, Crystal, do you know that it's appropriate? Maybe later on today, maybe another time, we can whet the appetite of the listeners, and when we've got more listeners, we can definitely drop it. But I leave that entirely up to you as well. But I penned a poem. I think it's poignant and pertinent that after the season, it's been turbulent. We've had some turbulent waters we've had to navigate as Reggae Girls fans. But when it comes to club football, we must say salutes to the likes of Drew and Kayla and Bunny for outstanding seasons. And Crystal, you have led the way on YouTube as a stalwart Reggae Girls fan, not only this season, but the seasons and the seasons and the seasons before this one. And I penned a little poem as the poet boss ought to. And I've not had a chance to read it live, let alone to myself. In fact, only a few minutes ago, I mused over it and made a couple of adjustments. But I've penned a poem for Talawa TV and your good self, Crystal. And at some point, I would like the opportunity to salute you and the commenters on Talawa TV's fellow Talawans and pay homage to Talawa TV for services sterlingly rendered. You
You're far too
laugh.
kind. You're far too generous. Big up yourself, Mr. Ballin. I hope you're in good. Mikey, you're probably absolutely knackered, given that you was going full out yesterday. So you're probably absolutely knackered, shattered. Hope you managed to get yourself some much needed rest there, Mikey, and back up on your feet. I trust that you definitely went to work today. If you didn't, fair play to yourself. You deserve a little rest after your show there tomorrow. Yesterday, taking care of the ladies. So definitely, hats off to you, Mikey. And I hope that dinner went well yesterday, Mikey. If not, you're probably on the couch. Yeah, last night and maybe tonight. So I hope dinner went well. Before I pass back over to Mr. Stevens, I'm going to go ahead and read out another update there for you guys. Again, if you've been keeping your eye on my Instagram, you should definitely be aware of this next update there. If I go over, scroll up just a little bit there for you guys. I've been giving you some update where Simcoe County Rovers is concerned. Been giving you guys seasonal updates since they kicked off their season some weeks ago. And Simcoe County Rovers, for those of you who are wondering, this is the club belonging to Yasmin Jameson. And this result reads for itself. You don't want to read it. I know you don't want to read it, so I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Yasmin Jameson and Simcoe County Rovers have extended their unbeaten run to 3 games. Right, guys? So they're up and running, and they've gotten their season off to a strong start. Their latest victory occurred over the weekend. And again, I did give you guys some update there, and it was Simcoe County Rovers and Yasmin Jameson continuing their unbeaten start to the league campaign in Canada. And there you go. They have it, a 3-1 victory there in their back pocket. I think if you scroll up, you can probably see the rest of their results there. Maximum of 3 points, 3 matches played, 3-1 so far, 8 goals, and only on one occasion they've managed to concede a goal. So Yasmin Jameson holding strong there in goal between the sticks for Simcoe County Rovers. Long may it continue.
I
So
must,
yes,
yes, I must.
yes, Mr. Stevens, you were saying.
No problem. I was going to say I must concur with Hot Chili. So many trophies this season. The Reggae Girls are laden with trophies, it seems. It definitely is a good look for the girls and for the Reggae Girls program, fingers crossed going forward. But yeah, a hearty well done on the season. What do you think of it? Thoughts for this season in general? Are we're gonna chop up and discuss some matters this evening? The Women's Super League. How would you have described it this season? A resounding success in terms of crowd attendances and the quality of play. It seems to be been a really dramatic conclusion and end to the season at the top of the table. Went down to the last day.
Sorry, I was just reading Mikey's comments. Yeah, like you said, gripping stuff went down to the final day, so that pretty much tells the story for itself, doesn't it? Literally, like I said, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're a Chelsea fan, you definitely was you had all eyes and ears peeled on yesterday's game, watching your own match, but I trust that you was also watching either Chelsea or Arsenal, irrespective of who you support. So entertaining stuff, pleased for Drew Spence, definitely pleased for Drew Spence, and I think I can say that despite of who you guys might support there in the comment section, I'm pretty sure we're happy to see Drew Spence depart from Chelsea with at least one trophy in the bag. Still have the FA Cup fixture coming up, and that will be on the 5th of May, so this coming Sunday. That's going to be a 2:30 kickoff if you're based in the UK, and it will be Drew Spence's Chelsea taking on Bunishaw's Manchester City for the FA Cup. So that is the Reggae Girls FA Cup derby, and that one should be entertaining. I will be keeping my eyes on that one for you guys. Don't really matter who wins, not in my opinion anyway. That one will be live from Wembley for those of you who are wondering. It's a win-win for us because either Bunny or Drew will be crowned FA Cup Women's Champion. So Sunday, at least we know we'll be lifting one more trophy. Right, guys?
A
So
win-win
let's see.
situation.
Only thing was the, yeah, absolutely, definitely. I know especially where your club is concerned, where your club and Bunny is concerned. Would love to have seen her get a few more starts in her back pocket. Towards the end of the season, we were seeing, or we saw Bunny's name on the team sheet in the starting 11 as the season came to an end. But I'm definitely with you on that, Hot Chili. Want to see her starting more regularly, definitely for the upcoming campaign, and hopefully all goes according to plan.
It's an
Hot Chili is
interesting
going
one.
out on the limb. Hot Chili is backing himself. He's back in Manchester City. And why not? He's a Manchester City fan. So you guys hear it here first. Hot Chili is going for a Manchester City win in the FA Cup final. Can see why he's gone for that. They've already met Chelsea some weeks back in the League Cup final there, another cup final, and they came out triumphant winners. Bunny winning her first trophy there for Manchester City. And so there we go again, a deja vu cup final where the two regulars are concerned. That is Drew Spence and Bunny Shaw, Chelsea and Manchester City. So I don't know about Mr. Stevens, but I'm going to be keeping my eyes and ears peeled on that final. If it's feasible to get myself down to Wembley, I might just do that for you guys. So we'll see what's what. And Mr. Stevens, how you? My back is still aching, by the way. So a little bit uncomfortable sitting for me, but yeah.
You please be careful. Did you inform the viewers as to what went on? It's
No, I
not
think I said
easy.
I've got some discomfort, but yeah, it's very uncomfortable for myself. I'm surprised that I've been here sat up for almost an hour. Dre, any with the sports, big up yourself, Dre, and your Chelsea current women's champions there. Chelsea make a habit of lifting the WSL. In case you guys are wondering, the WSL is the top flight of women's football in um England, and they are the current. champions alongside Drew Spence. So big up yourself, Dre Anywhere Sports. If you're not familiar with his channel, I don't know why that is, but do go ahead and head over to his YouTube channel and subscribe to his channel, and go ahead and hit the like button on his latest video. I can see JT saying that he's going to Wembley. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the occasion and know that there's going to be some good football and shows. So at least we know we got one Reggae Girlz fan definitely in the building on Sunday watching Drew Spence's Chelsea take on Bunny Shaw's Manchester City in the FA Cup Women's Final. That's going to be a good game.
A very good game. Mouth-watering prospect. Mouth-watering prospect. Two top teams. What's sweet you?
Hot Chili's comment.
Oh. Well, you know the funny thing this season. I say this season. One of the things that I've noticed and observed in the footballing world, with the continuing rise of women's football, now football fans have the male and female clubs to watch, and both of them carry some emotional investment, and there's quality play. There's quality play for both teams, and Chelsea seem to be flying the flag maybe a little higher in the women's game. It's touch and go. I mean, Chelsea are really up against it in the men's game. Manchester City looking to sign the likes of Haaland. Liverpool on the Klopp. That is a machine, a smooth machine, a top running and operational machine. So Chelsea have it all to do in the Premier League, but in the Women's Super League, Emma Hayes has got a tight outfit. They're going to be the ones to chase. But yeah, you should be happy. Chelsea girls, good team, quality team. It's going to be a good final. I'm not calling it, by the way. Man City against Chelsea.
I'm not calling
I can't call it.
I'm not calling it because, like I said, either way, I'm celebrating. So whether it be for Chelsea or whether it be for Manchester City, either way, I'm going to be celebrating for at least one Reggae Girl. Thank you, Miss Brown. Thank you. So it was actually my fault. It was completely I lifted something incorrectly. I know there's a correct way to lift. What did they say? Bend with your knees? Is that what they say?
Correct.
I didn't do that. I just went straight down to lift something and I couldn't get back up. And I was like, okay, that's not good. And then I tried to force myself to go again. And I was like, yeah, I can't move. And I was telling myself, I was like, how is it that I can't move? I want to move, but I just couldn't move. So thank you to Mr. Stevens for checking on me during the day. I feel a little bit better, but yeah, earlier on, I wanted to do this live stream for you guys earlier on, but it just wasn't possible. I could not move. So thank you, Rochelle, and at least I'm feeling much better now. Were you going to be watching the FA Cup final?
Who, me? Oh, myself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I believe the match will be shown on BBC.
It's usually shown on BBC, isn't it? So yeah,
so
you should see it on BBC.
Yeah, depending. I may be working. I'm going to check my schedule. I may be working, so I'm going to have to follow on the internet BBC website. But yeah, if I'm able to watch it, it would be terrific. It's nice to feel neutral and just can kick back and wish either team lifting the trophy well. And of course, if you get your runners up medal, fair dues. We're seeing, as we said, Reggae Girlz in a final, and that is terrific. So yeah, it's a feel good factor weekend coming up.
Yeah, definitely is a feel good factor weekend. I can definitely agree on you on that. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to try and see if I can get there myself. I hope I'm feeling better because, like I said, right now, I can't even bend down. So, Lord knows I wouldn't be able to take my filming equipment and my laptop. That would be a little bit too much of a strain right now on my back. So, hopefully, I'm feeling better and I can actually get to the game. But yeah, I would appreciate that, JT. Would definitely appreciate that.
Can I ask you a question, Crystal?
Yes.
Just looking into in fact, exactly following up on the comment from
Captain Dre. I was gonna bring up Jay's how can I not? He's basically telling us that we're poor in the red half of London. It's a polite way of putting it, Mr. Dre. But yes, Chelsea. Be interesting to see what happened. I know we're going off track a little bit, but you guys should be used to the show by now that usually when everything is wrapped up, and everything has been wrapped up, guys, with the Reggae Girls is concerned, we've gone through the WSL, the top flight of English of football where England is concerned, the women's game that is, and we've also looked at the championship. So we've covered all grounds for you guys. And usually with the show, we usually go in a different direction. Obviously, still sticking on football. So in case you're wondering why we're talking about other stuff, that's usually how we do it. Okay,
Mind
so
you, mind you, I do have a couple of questions still pertaining to the women's game, if you don't mind. Before, and I wanted to relate what Dre was saying to the men's game, but the women's game, because I did want to find out from you, as far as you know, how have the attendances in general been this season for the women's game, and are there any upward curbs or new innovations that we should look forward to? I did hear a review on Talk Sport earlier today where they were speaking and discussing the Women's Super League, and they said attendances in some respects were down a little bit, but there was plenty of room for optimism, and it had been a terrific season in terms of the quality of the football. The relegated team this season from the Women's Super League, as I understand, was Birmingham, and they've got some work to be done. And it was really good that they shone the spotlight on Birmingham in terms of actually putting an emphasis on them, putting more into the women's side of the game. And I thought that was a really positive clarion call going out there. So I got the impression that the vast majority of the teams in the Women's Super League are doing a pretty good job in terms of the promotion of the game, and the attendances would be looking good and hopefully even looking better next season. But in terms of football coverage, TV coverage, maybe start times could be looked at. I understand that 11:30 are usually the kind of start times for some of the teams in the Women's Super League, and for some, if you're traveling, across England, sometimes it could be a little tricky getting to games for the start of the games if it's 11:30 kickoff. But you have TV games, so that sometimes affects the attendance at the live matches. But your thoughts on the Women's Super League this season? Resounding success, room for improvement, room for optimism?
just keep on going for a second there, Richard. I'm just trying to
No
sort
problem.
out something my end.
Okay.
I'll
Well, it's been
interject in like a minute.
no problem at all. Well, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Those who are in the house, this has been a terrific season for women's football. Certainly in England, of course, we've had our problems and situations internationally for the Reggae Girlz, for example. But certainly at club levels, I mean, Kayla McCoy, who had a fantastic run for the Reggae Girlz, in World Cup qualification thus far, she's lifted the trophy with her team, Rangers, and looking forward to seeing her back in action later in the year for the Reggae Girlz. But this season, it's whetted the appetite in the Women's Super League, seeing a mirror image, except Arsenal aren't pushing for the Premier League, but to see a closely fought contest between Chelsea and Arsenal going down to the wire last day. And also for the third and fourth position, you had the two Mancunian clubs, Manchester City with Bunny Shaw taking that third spot with their win. Man United looking to move on up and push. I don't think they're in the quality-wise same league necessarily as the top three, but they have room for aspiration. They know what it takes. They see what's required, standard of football-wise, to reach up to the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal. But I do find it interesting, excuse me, hay fever, but getting over it slowly but surely. It's interesting that Dre mentioned the financial side of things regarding Chelsea being taken over by a millionaire. I believe he's actually an owner or co-owner of the LA Dodgers baseball team, which I did not know about. But I wonder, and I don't know, do Chelsea have an abundance of money, if not a bottomless pit or a empty check selection, a blank check selection when it comes to player power. Well, I say player power, recruitment, because Chelsea were, fantastic. Sam Kerr, wonderful Australian player, uh, really strong team, and they may get stronger next season. But do they have much more of an advantage over the other teams due to their financial clout in the women's game? That's what I was wondering if you had some insight into, and can Arsenal match them? Is it a similar situation compared to the men's game? How are you looking there, Crystal?
Just trying to secure something from my end, but having a little bit of a technical issue. Big up yourself, Tennessee. How you?
Tennessee, a man who loves his football. Respect, Tennessee. Respect. I hope you've been paying some attention to the women's Super League. Of course, I wonder if anyone was actually paying attention to the latter stages of the under 17s CONCACAF uh, tournament. I tell you what, Talawa TV, we were covering that. We were covering that extensively as the Reggae Girlz put their best foot forward, or tried to, and reached the a quarterfinal matchup with eventual winners. Yes, eventual winners. We can say that we lost to the champions, the United States of America. What a great final! They met up with, in my opinion, comfortably the two best teams in the competition. Mexico. It was a Mexico USA final. Third, fourth place playoff was between, I believe was it Costa Rica or Puerto Rico? I think it was was it Puerto Rico or Costa Rica? I'm not quite sure. Against Canada. Canada came off victors and deserved third place uh, holders. But that Mexican America game, 2-1. It went, by the way, 2-1. If you don't know the scoreline, it was 2-1 to America, and they lifted the trophy in a really well contested contest. The Americans deserved it. They seem to have the bulk of the play. They seem to be really incisive. Mexico have got some really terrific talents, the likes of Alice Soto, their keeper, outstanding. I tell you what, she was arguably the player of the match. She made a series of outstanding saves to keep out the Americans. Reminded me of shades of Leah Brooks, who was outstanding herself for Jamaica as they went down 4-0 to America in the quarterfinals. But yeah, that keeper really shone. She's one to look out for. But the Americans thoroughly deserved victors in the women's under 17 tournament, and played in a really good spirit. The Mexicans, I think, seem to have a little mental, I don't know if they had an inferiority complex. They were vanquishing all and sundry before them. So to see these two go at it was fantastic. And to be honest, I've only seen the highlights. I've seen it. I want to see extended highlights and watch the game in its entirety. But from the highlights, it was a battering ram. The Americans were having a lot of shots on target, and the Mexican, I tell you what though, resilient, because 2-1, it went down to the wire. They equalized, and it went down to a late winner for America. But to keep the Americans down to 2-1, that's the sign of a good team. So well done to those two teams. They've got a really rosy future, as do the Reggae Girlz, if we play our cards correctly, soberly and calmly. But Crystal, this is where you and Talawa TV come into play. You are a force for good. You have good principles, a good, positive, constructive outlook. You do not avoid the hard questions. You treat the hard conversations with due respect. You treat individuals with due respect. And this is why Talawa TV gets the respect it does. Onwards and upwards, I say. And that poem is absolutely apt. And when my cough is cleared, I will do you the honor and fellow Talawans of reciting it just for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Richard. JT, No, I'm actually not. I'm probably gonna not probably. I'm gonna have to keep it shorter than usual. So I think I can probably do maybe 20 more minutes with you guys.
Gotta see with
Uh,
gotta see with her. Gotta see with her,
yeah.
folks. Gotta see with
Um.
her, folks. She's feeling better, but that's all relative. When your back goes, there's nothing like health. And when it comes to the back, of all the things, I've had back injuries more than one occasion, and you think that everything's rosy, and as Crystal said, you're going about your business. You're about to see someone on the floor. You lift it. You're going about to lift it. No problem. Suddenly,
Yeah, it's one of the worst pains because you can't ignore it.
yeah,
Maybe a
no
headache
way.
you can ignore it and put get some tablets or whatever. But your back, there's just something about it that you just cannot. It can't be ignored.
No way.
And yeah, I guess it's because of how we're created, right?
Yes, the lumbar, the
The whole
lumbar. I mean
the
that.
posture and everything. It's just it can't be, and it's the lower back as well, so that's even worse.
Absolutely.
But thank you, JT. Miss Brown says USA looked great. The Mexican goalkeeper kept Mexico in the game. Mexico definitely fought tough closer to the end. Two two stellar teams going head to head there, and third place clash there that you was referring to, Richard. That was between Puerto Rico and Canada, and then the final that Miss Brown is referring to. Uh, Mexico were the hosts there, hosts not playing on their home soil, but in terms of home and away teams, they were the home team against the United States. United States came out as 2-1 winners. So congratulations to the both of them. Congratulations to first of all the United States and big up to the Mexicans for coming up as the runner-up. Best of luck to those guys as they head off, prepare for their World Cup in October, and this on the 17th World Cup will be played in India. So best of luck to all those teams competing, and definitely best of luck to the CONCACAF nations there. Hopefully, it's one of you guys that win it and no one else. So best of us. Yes, it is the worst. I am. Oh my God, actually, I literally bent down and I tried to get back up, and I couldn't do it. Even now, it's like, and it's so irritating because of all the days, today's the day where I'm dropping everything. I'm like, I don't usually drop stuff. Why is it today I'm dropping?
Mm, mm, mm.
I was losing my mind earlier, and I was like, I don't usually drop stuff. Why am I all of a sudden dropping stuff? But it's funny that, isn't it? Crack my back. I'm trying to, but it's not,
Ooh,
yeah, I'm trying to crack it, but it's not working.
I've not heard that as a antidote. I can picture it, I can hear it, but my goodness me, I certainly wouldn't be brave enough to go for that
It's
particular
wonderful when you do crack
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and maybe if you don't necessarily fully realize it, and if you, there could be
yes,
a feel good. Yes, yes,
yes, it does feel
yes.
good. It does feel good when you crack your back,
Can't
definitely.
remember the last time I cracked
Um,
my back.
but yeah,
My goodness me.
but that's. I
Oh,
mean, we discussed this some weeks ago, Richard, in terms of because I think you touched on like the growth of women's football where England is concerned. And I said it's great, but it's not really a surprise. I did say that you guys should perhaps look into Dick Kerr's ladies there and find out about back then, like back in the 1920s. That would have been Boxing Day. They were having record-breaking crowds showing up into Goodison Park, and we're talking about 53,000. That's 1920s women's football. So when people talk about women's football now and they look at the growth and they look at the turnouts in terms of crowd turnouts. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But back in the 1920s, that they've been there, done that. So now I think it's more about playing catch up. Obviously, there is reasons there why the league was purposely women's football. The growth of women's football was purposely halted. So that's why I say you guys should go ahead and read into Dick Kerr's um, ladies there just to give you a deeper insight into the growth and progression of women's football, particularly where England is concerned, just to understand why we are where we are in the current present, and why we're looking at wanting more money pumped into the industry. Definitely can argue and say that we would have been in a much better position financially if those football then wasn't temporarily halted on purpose, do had emphasis on purpose. But yeah, it's quite gripping, isn't it? And it's not just women's football in England; it's across the globe. You look at France, you look at women's football in Spain. It's just it's gripping.
That was crazy. That was a 91,000 for a game with Barcelona, and I tell you what,
And you know,
that's a crack. That's a crack
if I'm not mistaken,
outfit.
if I'm not mistaken, at the time that was the highest figure in combination with their men's team as well. I don't think at that time their men's team managed to get that many fans in the stadium. So credits to their women's team showing up, showing out, putting on applaudable performances. So yeah, it's great to see women's football being televised, women's football being more accessible than it was some years ago. Definitely, I
Definitely.
know Tennessee because in the comment section, the only one who I actually recognize is Tennessee Lewis. When we were looking at the last Women's World Cup campaign, it was torrid times trying to follow the games. Torrid, we're looking at streams where you have to squint to even get a good, decent HD quality. Um, Having to pay to watch friendlies. It was just a torrid time. So now we're in a better position where we're now streaming games from YouTube. We're tuning into games from YouTube all across the globe. So last World Cup cycle, we couldn't do that. So we're in a much better position.
That's
Definitely
fantastic.
in a
That's
much better
fantastic to
position.
know. Context is so important. Wow.
Yeah, they definitely should go and read about Dick Kerr's ladies. Please do go ahead and read about Dick Kerr's ladies, guys. Don't be fooled. Don't let no one tell you that it's growing. Yes, it is growing, but it was growing back then. So when people tell you that it's growing, you should let them know that yeah, it is, but it was also growing back then in the 1920s. So it's nothing new. It's great. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but it just feels like we're just playing catch up. You know, you're looking at 53,000 turnout in terms of crowd um, capacity there, and imagine that means to the present selling out stadiums would be quite regular. That wouldn't even be a talking topic, but now it is. And if persons had not interfered back then, we wouldn't be up in arms or watching the TV closely and being excited when we see 90 plus thousand um, spectators crammed into one stadium, because that would be so common now had the leagues back then. Um, Again, where Dick Kerr ladies is concerned, had that not been brought to an end, yeah, we wouldn't be sat here being excited about leagues being sold out outside of um, England, or leagues being sold out, games being sold out even in England. We wouldn't be that much excited about it, because it will be common, just like you see it in the men's game. It would just be something that's just normal. Um, but yeah, I think more than anything, now we're just playing catch up.
Be very interesting. I'm going to have a look at the Dick Kerr history. I've not yet done it, but I've got a couple of days off, and I will definitely be delving in, because context, as you said, is very important, and I certainly pay homage and respect to the fact of context being so important. Ian Gunner or Gunner, hello to you joining. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. How you doing? I hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for joining in. Uh, I tell you what, I tell you what, it's an interesting one. I wonder, and this is what I'm going to be looking at for as well, what the game is like in Jamaica, the women's game. I don't know much about the women's game in Jamaica, but I think that it would be interesting to see if it takes off, and potentially could it exceed the men's game? Could it rival the men's game in terms of attendance? Certainly, and potentially quality wise. I mean, it's ironic the CONCACAF has quality Reggae Girls at under 17 and at the senior level. And, if you extrapolate that, I wonder what Jamaica Sweet Jam Down will look like if we have um, some of the best ballers in the island representing the teams, and getting the attendances over there as well. It'd be very interesting how the land lies. Of course, Jamaica is a very patriarchal type country, but there is also the wagonist culture, and they love a winner. They love a winner. Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, the reggae boys, the reggae girls. If you're winning, them they boat. So it will be very interesting because the reggae girls are, in terms of success, they certainly have stamped their mark in the CONCACAF region, certainly.
Um, yeah, that's there's plenty to dissect, but I think it's probably far fetched for the time being, and that's probably just purely down to the organizational part of the game. It needs to be revamped. Can't really say tear down because there's nothing literally there to tear apart. So it just needs to be revamped, better organized. There needs to be a clear structure, a pipeline in place from grassroots all the way up to the professional game. And more importantly, once all is in place in terms of the professionalism and how it's organized and structured, the women need to be paid just like their male counterparts. You know, you can't have them playing and people coming to the games paying to watch the games being played and the women not being paid. So yeah, they'll definitely, there's lots of works to be done there, but I think everything at the moment just seems so far fetched. Seems as if those at the higher echelons, those in charge at the top of the game, they probably have priorities laid out in front of them, and I don't imagine that women's football is high on their agenda. I think they come into their office and say, "So what's going on at grassroots where women's football is concerned? How do we change this?" Not saying that they don't care about women's football. I'm saying maybe they're operating to priority, and maybe women's football at all levels is lower on their priority list. That's why I said I feel like as things stand, it just feels quite far fetched for the time being. Though there's no telling what the future holds. That's how it feels as things stand.
Okay, okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Crystal.
You're welcome.
Oh, looking at the time, 1 hour 20. How's your back? I know you said that you were going to give yourself 20 minutes or so, and I certainly don't want to keep you. So I'm going to stay with you until you bid yourself and its fellow Talawans farewell. It's extenuating circumstances tonight, ladies and
I
gents.
know, I
Crystal
know.
has got a very, very sore and discomforted discomforting back situation, and that is not good, as I'm sure
It's
you can
not.
empathize with at the
Like
best
I
of
said,
times.
like I said, I'm gonna try and take this one to like, I think I said 20 minutes earlier on, so I can round it off to 1 hour and 30 minutes. So I got another 8 minutes with you guys. So that should be good enough for tonight. We've covered all grounds already, anyways. So there isn't really much to discuss in terms of the WSL and the Women's Championship in England. Both leagues have been concluded, so there isn't really much there to dissect. The only other game that's on the horizon in the next coming days over the weekend is the Reggae Girlz FA Cup final, where it will be Drew Spence's Chelsea. Drew Spence going out for one last dance with the Blues, that is Chelsea, and she'll be going up against her compatriot Bunny Shaw for Manchester City. Who's going to be winning that one? I have no clue. I'll leave you guys to decide, but I know either way I will be smiling and cheering because that means another trophy in the bag for the Reggae Girls supporters.
You,
Right,
you,
right, Mr. Stevens?
yeah, you made mention of Drew Spence. I've not followed up and got the latest. I take it she's either moving. Is she being transferred? Is it the end of her contract? And what
There's
happens next
nothing
to
there.
Drew?
I think you might have tuned in. She did sign. She basically come to the end of her contract, so there's nothing there that's been announced in terms of her next move. She did. I say recently, but in terms of the contract situation back in February 2020, she signed a new contract back then with the club to extend her time with the Blues. So now it's all coming to an end, but it's a decade of happiness, decade of celebrations, decade of lifting trophies, with the Blues. So she's going out on a bang. She already has the league title in her back pocket. And she
Absolutely.
do the double. Not many people can sign off. Not many players can sign off in style. She's already done that. Will she do the double? It all remains to be seen. Come this weekend, where it's head-to-head clash, Reggae Girl versus Reggae Girl in the Reggae Girlz FA Cup derby. So I'm going to be tuning into that one, and I hope you guys will be tuning in as well. Like I said, I'll try to get myself to Wembley if I'm able to actually move around, function better. See if I can get myself to Wembley for you guys.
Wow. You just raised a little question with a few minutes left. Emma Hayes, an outstanding coach, but she also has an outstanding team at her disposal. Can you tell us, in your opinion, what makes Emma Hayes such an outstanding coach? If maybe I'm putting words into your mouth, if she is, in your opinion, an outstanding coach, I had to have a little wry smile when, following Manchester City's exit at the hands of Real Madrid in the Men's Champion League semi-final, there were some people, a selection of fans who started to question the capabilities of Pep Guardiola and suggested that maybe he's not the manager we thought he was, and maybe he lifted titles at Barcelona, for example, because he had a certain Messi, a certain Xavi, a certain Iniesta, a certain Eto at his disposal, and that's what made him cross the line. But at Manchester City, the holy grail, that is the Champions League, seems to continually, despite the mega box at his disposal, evade him. What makes Emma Hayes the manager she is? Is it herself, and what qualities does she possess, or is
To
it the
be
players
honest,
at her
I think
disposal?
that's something that maybe Emma Hayes herself can answer. It's a difficult question to answer. I'm not really sure what you're seeking for, so you might have to ask that question again. Go ahead and ask that question once more.
What makes Emma Hayes the successful manager she is? We know that Jamaica has struggled with coaches in terms of quality. Um, we've had issues with the likes of Tapper, but Emma Hayes, what qualities does she possess that make her and has made her so successful over the years?
That one is for Emma Hayes, Mr. Richard Stevens, and maybe the Chelsea fan. See where you're going, where Pep Guardiola is concerned, but I don't think anyone can dismiss or discredit Pep Guardiola and what he's done over the years. It's not easy to win the Champions League. I know a lot of people tend to laugh at Pep Guardiola when he falls short of trying to win the Champions League. Some may say that he overcomplicates stuff, but at least he's been there and done it once before. He's done it with Barcelona in the past. Yes, it's been long overdue in terms of Pep Guardiola going on and winning the Champions League. I think that's probably one of the reasons why he hasn't moved on from Manchester City. I've always said that the only time that I can see Pep moving on from Manchester City is perhaps when he eventually wins the Champions League. That's if he wins the Champions League. Like I said, he's been there with Barcelona. I think he's done it 2 times with Barcelona. So it's not as if he has never won the Champions League. He has been there, done that. It's just that he's not done it with Manchester City. But it's not an easy feat to win. What's easier? Is it easier to win the Champions League, or is it easier to win the league? I think it's more difficult to win the Premier League or whichever respective league you play in than it is to win the Champions League. In terms of Emma Hayes, that is her career pretty much speaks for itself. Last year, 2020-2021, I believe she was awarded the FIFA Best Coach, and I think that's definitely something that she deserves to have in her locker. And we've seen what she's done at Chelsea. She's made them current. That's difficult. It's one thing being the team that wins the trophy or being the team that's superior, but to remain current and to win back to back trophies, that speaks volumes as to who she is as a manager. Um, And it's not easy to do it once, to do it twice, but to do it 3 times on the trot. Not many can do that. And we've seen the other teams that compete for the WSL, again, the top division of women's football in England. So to have Emma Hayes do that with Chelsea, yes, people can say that they are a superior side. Yes, they are a superior side, but so is Manchester City. And she always seems to get the best out of her team. But your question, only Emma Hayes can answer that because I have no idea about Emma Hayes' day to day life. I don't know what makes her who she is. So that's a question there for Emma Hayes. I can only credit her and what I've seen from an outsider looking on, but I can't go no further than that. So
I tell
that
you,
one is definitely a Emma Hayes question for Emma Hayes. That definitely not for me.
I tell you one thing. I did see her in an interview, having lifted the WS title with her player. She was being interviewed on the BBC, and I must say, it brought a smile to my face because if I had to answer from an armchair fan's point of view, amongst the qualities, one of many, no doubt, she possesses. What I took from that is that one, highly driven, steady. I feel that we're on the home stretch right now. She's highly driven, hungry for success, willing to work hard. She is a firm believer in hard work and graft, and she has the players singing from a similar hymn sheet. They're prepared to play for her. She's developed and fostered a mentality, maybe along the lines of the likes of the Alex Ferguson's, where they reflect in part the manager's hunger and drive. Having just won the WSL League, she said, they asked her, how are you going to celebrate? She said, quietly, quietly. I waited for the reaction as
Oh,
she was going to burst into laughter. Oh no, she said, no, it will be quiet. We're gonna prepare. We'll, take some time out, but we'll prepare for the FA Cup clash with Manchester City, and then following that, I'll have a chance to celebrate. But the work is not yet done, not yet concluded. Drive, hunger, hard work, and the players feeling and tuning in, honing into that attitude and running with it. A formidable coach, a formidable team, and a formidable attitude. I salute Chelsea, and I'm speaking as a gunner. We tried our best, came up just a little short, but 1 point behind that team. There's more in the tank, and we'll go again. It's a benchmark worth achieving. Crystal, I'm going to leave you to wrap up the show because I think you need some rest, a little cream, a little doctor's report, whatever it takes. We need Talawa TV because without you, Crystal, there is no Talawa TV.
yeah, guys. The show is come to an end. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll to just cut it short tonight. I'll try my best to sit up straight for you guys, but I'm in some discomfort to be honest with you. So I can't actually have much of a lengthy conversation with you guys. So sorry about that. I know we usually go on for some hours. Can't do that tonight, unfortunately. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I'll definitely be back during the week. Over the weekend, you guys are going to be seeing me over the weekend as well. No doubt about that. You definitely will be seeing me over the weekend. If you're just tuning in, we've actually gone through the Reggae Girls Weekend Action Review. Congratulations once more to Drew Spence and Chelsea for clinching the WSL title in England. Also, congratulations to Kayla McCoy and Chantel Swaby for winning their trophy up in Scotland with Rangers. They are the current champions there, respectively, for both of their clubs. One more trophy inside for the Reggae Girls, where England is concerned, and that will be where Manchester City Bunny and Drew Spence's Chelsea are concerned. They could potentially be winning a trophy. I say they, I'm referencing to Chelsea and Drew Spence. They could potentially be doing a double there, or you could have Bunny and Manchester City with their own two trophies in their back pocket, having met Chelsea some weeks ago in the League Cup final there, and they won. They were victorious on that occasion. So both Reggae Girls heading into another pivotal cup final with one trophy in their back pocket apiece. Who is gonna get the double? Will it be Bunny or will it be Drew? Tasty, mouth-watering stuff. I cannot wait. I'm gonna try and get myself down to Wembley for you guys. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have to work some magic and get my back right. If not, I really think I'm going to be at Wembley. I might be watching it live on live stream with you guys in the comfort of my own home. Thank you, Rochelle. Also, thank you for being my moderator. Definitely know that I am in trusted hands with you there in the comment section. Mr. Stevens, any final words, sir?
Congratulations again to all the Reggae Girls who have taken part in successful seasons. Good representation, good visibility, strength and depth in the Women's Super League squads is deep. So even though some of the players have not been regularly playing in terms of from the start, the fact that they're in the squads, that speaks volumes and is testimony to their quality. They will only be learning. They're also learning the things and traits such as adversity and dealing with adversity. So hats off, being team players. When called upon, they're stepping up to the mark. So salutes to all who have been in the squads of their respective teams. Here is a salute. Am I right, Eddie? Here's a salute to all Reggae Girls. A successful WS season. We're looking forward to the final with Manchester City and Chelsea. And in Scotland, Kayla McCoy, who is undoubtedly one of my favorite Reggae Girls on the pitch. I really like her cool, calm, and committed, intricate, keeping it simple, Dunga style mentality and play. She's an all-rounder, a forward. I can't believe it. She's a forward. Yet she slipped into that midfield road for the Reggae Girls with the greatest of ease. But we salute one and all. We can't pick out one. Bunny, all the best. Drew, all the best. Samson, we salute all Reggae Girls and all the women footballers this season. Terrific effort. And we don't forget the under-17 Reggae Girls. They had a terrific tournament. Tough tournament. They went out to the eventual champions, the United States of America. Lessons learned. We are never arriving. We're always on a journey. And the Reggae Girls are on a journey. Reggae Boys are on a journey. Crystal, you and I, Talawans, we are all on a journey. That journey is called life. Crystal, I look forward, when you are better, to reciting a poem with you able and relaxed and at ease to listen, sit back, literally, and enjoy. Good night, Talawans. Good night.
Well, guys, thank you to the three of you who have hit that like button. Definitely appreciate your support. To you guys there in the comments section, thank you for listening to myself and Mr. Richard Stevens. Almost took this one to 2 hours, but honestly, guys, I can't take it there. I usually do, but I can't tonight, which is actually quite funny because I want to, but it's just not. I just can't do it. Which is, again, it's weird me saying I can't do something as much as I really want to do it. If I can't even bend down, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know.
Crystal, you're giving us an insight. You're giving me an insight. You know that I've got a little something between us cooked up down the line, and we're gonna.
I want to soldier on, but yes, like I said, like we've discussed, back pains are not one to toy with. It controls you, you don't control it. So I'm not in control at the moment. So I'm gonna do what my body is telling me and try to get some rest. Hopefully, I'm feeling better by tomorrow, Wednesday, the latest. So I can come back and give you guys some more content. Thank you guys as ever for tuning in and for supporting the platform. The platform is growing and it's all because of you guys there in the comment section. And also my lovely co-host on this occasion, my co-pilot is Mr. Richard Stevens. Thank you guys for your kindness and your continuous support. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll see the channel grow from strength to strength. I'm already feeling that growth by the way, guys, definitely already growing. So before I forget my manners, thank you for tuning in. I hope that your Monday has gotten off or is drawing closing out to a strong end there. I'm already into my Tuesday alongside Richard. It's now 1 a.m. in the morning here in England. If I don't see you guys for the rest of the week, I hope you have a fabulous week. And if I don't see you over the weekend, I'm not sure why you would do that to me, but if I don't see you over the weekend, I hope that you have a smashing weekend. If you are out and about and is traveling, I hope that you get home safe. I hope you guys have a safe travel on your journeys. And again, thank you. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're a regular, you already know what you need to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.